Hi, everybody. So I just wanted to check in with some of the runners out there. I know that everybody's been probably doing a little bit more of it, and I've heard a lot of people kind of with some creeping up on injuries, and I just wanted to give this one piece of advice about running injuries. So, running injuries sometimes happen, and they can happen, and it doesn't always necessarily mean that there's this huge injury or tissue damage. Sometimes it's just an irritation or pain. And a lot of times the advice is just stop altogether. And that can backfire on us because then what happens is we stop altogether and we kind of adapt our capacity to that amount of work. So we get used to the rest. And then when we go back to try to work, it's just that much easier to overload, to re-injure, because we've kind of gotten used to this amount of work, and then all of a sudden we go back to our run that we were doing before, and that's that much harder for us. So what I want people to know is that if you're running and you have some pain, there can be a lot of reasons for why that happened, but it doesn't always mean you have to stop altogether. We don't always just have to shut it down. If you can find a safe way to back off, then you can continue to do that, and you'll have less to go to get back to where you were, and you hopefully do better in the long run and faster. So what I try to encourage people to do when they have an injury is to just try to find a back off point. So can you go a little less distance? Can you decrease your intensity a little bit? Can you run? Can you at least walk? If you can do those things safely. So when I say safely, that means that maybe there's a little bit of pain or discomfort, but it's acceptable to you. It should not be excruciating. You should be able to tolerate it both mentally and physically. You shouldn't have to limp. If you're limping because of the pain, well, then that's too much and we need to back off more or even stop. If the pain, any discomfort you have from the run or the run walk or the walk should be gone within 24 hours. Or at least back to baseline level within 24 hours. If you're following those rules, you're in a safe zone, and you can probably continue to walk, to move at that lesser pace until you're ready to kind of build back up. Okay, and that's going to be an easier process than if you just stop altogether, try to wait it out, and jump right back in. Now, if you are, even with just walking, if you back off and you can't find a point where there's no pain, and the pain makes you limp and it just seems to keep getting worse and increasing the more you do, and it doesn't seem to back off when you rest, well, then it's time to stop and we need to get it checked out. But in the meantime, for other people, if you can find a happy place, you might still want to get it checked out or go to a PT and try to figure out a strength program to how to try to improve your tissue capacity so you can tolerate that load a little bit more. But see if you can find a place to start from without shutting it down altogether. You might surprise yourself that there's definitely some stuff you can do that doesn't cause pain. And that's the best advice I can give to any runner.